Why are we seeing very much ramming of vehicles into crowds being a tool used more and more in terror attacks?
Well, vehicles are considered easy weapons, if you can put it that way. Anyone can hire a car or a small van. They're accessible, they're easy to use, and the consequences can be just as terrible as a bomb or a gun attack. Now, from Nice to London and now to Barcelona, such terror plots are particularly difficult to track. They're considered unsophisticated. No need to purchase chemicals, no need to purchase guns, so the suspects can't be flagged up. Now, vehicles have become a weapon of choice for those who want to fly under the radar of authorities. But so for security services, it is a nightmare because they've got limited resources and they can't keep an eye on everybody. Here in France, we have the S-File. Thousands of people are on a watch list and they're thought to be on the road to radicalization, or they could be potential terror suspects, but authorities simply can't follow them all.
Indeed. So tell us, how did we see this start? This trend?
Well, it started in 2004. The Islamic State spokesman Abu Muhammad al-Adnani called for lone wolves to use improvised weaponry. And he said in an audio message, and I quote, "Kill the disbelieving Americans, Europeans and any of their allies, smash their heads with a stone, slit their throat with a knife or run them over with a car." Now, terrorist organizations have created an environment in which anyone could hit anywhere, really, and propaganda messages like this one, videos, pictures published online by extremist groups are brainwashing the most vulnerable, and this is something that's really being difficult for authorities to prevent.
And tell us a bit more then about Spain in terms of its fight against radicalism. Of course, the last time it was targeted in terms of this level, this scale of an attack was some 13 years ago.
Yes, and that was carried out back in March 2004, an Islamic attack carried out by an Al-Qaeda terror cell that bombed Madrid commuter trains, if you remember, and killed more than 190 people. But since then, well, Spain has been relatively spared, whereas other European countries like France, like the UK, like Germany have all been hit. But Spain has been in the mind of the Islamic State group, especially as the country does support the international coalition's efforts to carry out airstrikes in Syria and in Iraq. Now, Spain has arrested a number of people allegedly linked to the Islamic State group, cells in Brussels and in Paris. And as recently as last month, they've arrested 4 suspected ISIS members in Mallorca. Now, the Interior Ministry says that overall, more than 180 terror suspects have been arrested over the past 2 years. But as ISIS keeps losing ground in Iraq and in Syria, well, many also fear that some of those fighters in Iraq and in Syria could come back potentially to Spain. Now, it's estimated that around 150 people have fled Spain to go and join and beef up the ranks of the Islamic State group. That's less than the numbers in France or in England, for example, that are around 900, but still their whereabouts are unknown.
Aurore, thank you very much for that analysis there.